So we have three main domains of burnout. The first one is emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and lack of personal and professional efficacy. So these are three things which will be coming over and over again. So the individual risk factors, the first one is that certain people over-respond to stress events, and they may not be able to cope up with stress, and they can involve themselves in unhealthy behaviors like smoking, over-drinking, and gambling. Age is a factor that's supposed to be protective. The older you are, you tend to be more stable, and you are able to not be burnt out so much. And a stage in work life, early stage of work, let's say interns and residents, they tend to be more burnt out than senior consultants and so on. And female gender is a risk factor for burnt out. It's not clear why, but there are some conflicting demands, like family, being a mother, and being a professional, and also the demands from society and from culture. So it tends to be a risk factor. And being unmarried is actually a risk factor. And those who are lonely, those who are widowed, so it is a risk factor for burnout. And they say the higher, if you attain higher level of education, you are maybe have a risk factor for burnout, maybe because you have to think for others. Some of these additional risk factors, some of these can be modified. Which of these are modifiable? You know, I can't change my age. I can't change my gender. But probably I can have some control and get meaning in what I do. Or I can get a way to enjoy myself and not feel so trapped in my environment. Some of these factors can actually be changed. And then risk factors in the environment of work. There are some people even fail to recognize the lack of skill. This can be a problem. And some unrealistic perfectionism. You want things to be the way you want it. If not, you keep ruminating over it and you burn out. I want to go to bullet number 5, lack of professional service, length of professional service. You know, we had said that older age is protective, but lack of length of professional service in itself does not lead to burnout. But if you are in a place, you work in a place for 20 years with a mean boss, you might be burnt out. But if you're in a place where you are respected, you are loved, then you may not be burnt out. And then in the system, there are some risk factors that you can get, like inadequate resources, and others are pretty clear: long hours of work and work overload, conflict in value. So these are pretty clear. So these are some of the things that will keep coming over and over again. And finally, have the themes that will keep recurring. The need to negotiate time between administrative duties, your patient's needs, and staff requests. So these keep on coming over and over again. And intensity of cases, we see patients with their family and caregivers, the patients with problems, how to handle their social issues. All these impact on us, and they can lead to burnout. Thank you.